You're ready to network, and you want to make sure that you know what you want to say, how you want to say it at the networking event. And you're thinking about what's that elevator pitch, that elevator speech, or Tiffanie, what's this funneling conversation? So in this video, I'm going to explore the funneling conversation and why you want to ditch the elevator pitch, get rid of the elevator speech, and when you go to a networking event, you want to use the funneling conversation because it's going to create more and better results for you. And that's what we're looking for when we're networking. Hi, my name is Tiffanie Kellog, and in the 4.5 Networking Mistakes, we talk a lot about funneling conversations as the way to do networking right. Now, so it's 4.5 networking mistakes. These are the things the experts tell you to do, that there's a better way to do networking. And one of the mistakes is ditch the elevator pitch, because everybody tells you to have the elevator pitch. Though it's not the best way to determine if the person that you're talking to wants to buy from you. And so we're going to explore that in the video. There's a couple of topics we're going to cover today. What is an elevator speech or an elevator pitch? What is a funneling conversation? What's the purpose of networking? Questions to ask during networking. The answer is funneling conversations. How to convert the prospects to customers when you're at a networking event, which can sometimes be hard because that's not the point of a networking event. And last but not least, how to generate referrals. Because unlike the elevator pitch or speech, the funneling conversation is actually dual purpose, and there'll be a great way you can use this to generate referrals. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I want to skip ahead to one of the topics, that's totally fine. In the description below, you will find chapters where you can click and say, hey, yeah, I want to go to this one. Click on the time and it will take you right to that conversation. Or if you want to watch the whole video, let's dive in. What is an elevator pitch, an elevator speech, a funneling conversation? So many people have heard of the elevator pitch. And when they go to the networking event, they think, okay, all right, I need to come up with what is it that I'm going to say. And so it's your kind of 30-second pitch of what you're going to spew all over the person standing in front of you to hopefully convince them to buy from you. What's different about the funneling conversation is you get to ask a series of questions to see would they be interested in buying from you before you give them, here's what I do. But I'm getting ahead of myself because first we need to talk about what is the purpose of networking. So a lot of times people attend networking events with the intention of buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. Like how many sales can I get at today's event? Or how many appointments can I set up with prospects? The problem with that is, while many people go to networking events, hey, buy from me, let me sell to you. Very few people go to networking events with credit cards in hand or their checkbook in their pocket, ready to make the purchase. So there's a networking disconnect that we like to call it. So instead, when we go to networking events, like my goal, my intention, and again, I'm pulling from the 4.5 networking mistakes, is I want to go to the networking event with the intention of let me book a meeting from the meeting. Now, networking nugget number 3 is set a goal. So I like to set a goal for how many prospects and how many referral sources that I'm looking to meet at the networking event. Now, those aren't my only kind of goals. Those are just my 2 main ones that fit in with today's conversation. So I created an intention prior to the event of how many people that I want to meet. Now, instead of going up and just saying, are you a prospect or are you a referral source? The funneling conversation does that for us in less than a minute. And people don't feel like they've been sold to. So let's talk more about those questions to ask during a networking event. This is going to be your funneling conversation. So we're funneling people to see, are they a good potential referral source for us? Are they a good prospect for us, or neither? And here's the thing. I think sometimes people think, I want all these business cards when I go to a networking event. I want everybody to connect with me. I want it to be amazing. I only want to walk out with cards for people, or even better, appointments with people that are the right people for me. Why do I want to walk out with 40 business cards if only 4 of them are going to be a good fit? So I'm using my funneling conversation, my questions to ask to see if you're the right fit for me so I can follow up with you or set the appointment after the meeting. Now, what is a funneling conversation? I'm sure you're wondering. One of the first questions typically people ask after we've introduced and said, hey, my name is, and that stuff, is what do you do? So you're going to want to ask the person that you're standing in front of, hey, what do you do? 99% of the time, they're going to respond with a profession. And what you're going to do in your head is think about, okay, Are they part of my contact sphere or not? Now, if you're sitting here thinking, Tiffanie, what's a contact sphere? I get it, totally fine. So there's actually 8 different kinds of referral sources that we've identified inside Incentives Ignite Your Business program. And of the 8, the best is going to be these contact sphere relationships. Now, a lot of times people are like, wait, Tiffanie, aren't my clients my best referral sources? And I'm going to say they shouldn't be. And I know that goes contrary to what a lot of the networking experts say, but I mean, seriously, here's the title of my book. There's a different way to do it. So it's not that they're wrong. It's just I find it to be more impactful to do it this way. So most people say the clients are the best referral sources. However, they probably only know a dozen or 2 people in the similar situation to them. Now, not that you only know a dozen or 2 people, but like if I'm talking to somebody and they're looking for clients that do ice skating. So I know a couple dozen people that do ice skating because that's like my thing now, but that's about it. If they say I'm looking for people that do yoga, again, a dozen or so people that I know that I do yoga with. If they're looking for people with Maltese, that's an even smaller number. If they're looking for people that like Star Trek, okay, that's a slightly higher number. Or Star Wars, pick whichever one you prefer. I'm equal opportunity. In the comments below, which do you prefer? Star Trek, Star Wars, or neither? It's fine, either way. But so we only know a handful of people like us in those type situations. And what we typically find is if I can get my client to refer me, great. And maybe they even give me a dozen referrals, and that's beautiful. Contact sphere relationships, these are non-competing industries with the exact same target market. Like they have our clients like totally like right there on their database list. And their past clients too. Like these are people that are perfect for us typically, and they're not our competitors. And so to me, I'm out there thinking, who are my best contact sphere relationships? Now, sometimes people will say to me, hey, Tiffanie, I'm a butcher, a baker, a candlestick maker. What is my best contact sphere relationships? And unfortunately, that answer is it depends on your target market. And so we've got to first figure out who's that ideal client, and then we can figure out our contact sphere relationships. Now, as a little Tiffanie time out here. As we're going through this, if you're like, I don't know who my ideal client is, I don't know who my contact sphere relationships is, that's fine. I actually have a program called MORE Referrals, 5 Steps to Referral Success. It's free, no charge. You just go over to my website. You can sign up. It gives you 5 weeks worth of content. Step 1 is going to be who's my target market. Step 2, who's my contact sphere. So it'll help fill in those blanks for you. All right, let's go back to the video. So in my head at this point, I'm thinking, is this person in my contact sphere or not? If the answer is yes, they're in the contact sphere, brilliant. So we're going to go ahead and try and set up that appointment. Let's say, hey, I know some people that I could potentially refer to you. Let's get together. So I've got this little video to share what this could look like if we're at a networking event. And here's the thing. So when it comes to behavioral styles, I am fast paced. So I would go ahead and like right away ask for the appointment. However, if that's a little too much for you, you can chit chat for another minute or 2 and then ask them to set up the appointment.
Hi, I'm Tiffanie.
I'm Rob.
Rob, what do you do?
I own a brewery.
That's cool. I actually have referrals to pass to someone in your profession frequently. Perhaps we could get together for a coffee or a Zoom call so I can learn more about your business.
Now, should they go through this process and they're not in your contact sphere, we're gonna switch directions. And this is gonna be how we convert prospects to customers. Now, if you go through the conversation, they're not in your funneling conversation, this is gonna be hard for some of you, but you're gonna need to wait. And hopefully they'll ask, well, what is it that you do? This gives you permission to share. We're continuing the conversation. If they don't ask what you do, then that tells you they're not interested. Whether they're having a bad day, their father, sister, mother does what you do, they don't like your shoes. I don't know. They're not interested. And so if that happens, it's time to end the conversation. Now, we do have another networking nugget, how to end the conversation gracefully. Doesn't mean you have to leave right then or there. But it just lets you know that they're not interested. If they do ask what you do, you get to respond with your I help statement. Here's where you share how you help your clients. So I help my clients make money, save time, and have fun. It could be, I help my clients sleep better at night. I help my clients have peace of mind. Notice in this I help, I'm not saying I'm a butcher, a baker, a candlestick maker. We're not mentioning our profession here at all, and that's intentional. Because if we mention our profession, people are going to make decisions in their mind based off of others that they know, what they've heard about your profession, etc. We don't want that to happen. We want to communicate, here is what we do without giving the prejudice of what it is that we do getting in the way. Now, I talk about this a little bit more when we talk about your name tag. So check out the other video I have on, your name tag and what to put on it, because you don't want your profession on your name tag either. Anyway, so we share, I help my clients, and then hopefully they'll ask how or tell me more about that. If they don't, it just tells you they're not interested. And I remember one time I had met somebody, I'm like, oh my gosh, she would be so good for me. I've been dying to work with her. And I was at a networking event and I was having this conversation and nothing. She didn't ask back. And I'm crying inside. And I'm like, I have her card so I could reach out to her, but she really just let me know she's not interested. And that lets me know not to waste my time. And I'm okay with that. Hopefully they'll ask how, and what you're going to want to do is to use a series of 2, 3, or 4 questions to see if they are a good fit for you or not. Now, you want to make sure these questions are yes, no questions, where yes keeps them in the funnel or no kicks them out of the funnel. If they get yes, 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 then you get to ask for the appointment and hopefully you'll get a yes, and then you can schedule the meeting. If at any point in time in the funnel you get a no, it kicks you out of the funnel, and then it's like, bye-bye, see you later. And you don't actually have to stop with the conversation right there, but it lets you know that they're not a contact sphere relationship, they're not a prospect. You can move on. What else is to be done with us? And sometimes that can be hard. We're at a networking event and we really want everyone to use us. To me, your time is precious, though. And we don't want to waste time on somebody that's pretty much told us they're not interested in our product or service. So let's look at this all put together. Before it was, yes, they are a contact sphere relationship. Let's set up the appointment. This time we're going to go the whole way through the funnel.
Hi, I'm Tiffany.
I'm Rob.
Rob, what do you do?
I own a brewery.
That's cool.
What is it that you do?
I work with business professionals to help them make more money, save time, and have more fun.
Well, how do you do that?
Well, let me ask you, are you currently looking to grow your business?
I am. I am hoping to open a second brewery next year.
That's exciting. Would referrals help you make that happen?
I love getting referrals. I find those are the best clients.
So would doubling, tripling, or even quadrupling your referrals help you out?
Even doubling my referrals would have a huge impact.
I work with people to help them increase their referrals. And I actually have a workshop coming up. If you are interested, perhaps I could get you a complimentary ticket for the event.
Yes, that would be great.
Wonderful. Could I get a business card from you and I will send you all the details?
I hope you enjoyed the little in action. I thought about like grabbing Rob and making him actually do a little play with me, but then I was like, yeah, no, we'll just use cartoons. Hey, that's how it works. So I want us to think about, what could be our questions? How do we use this? Because to me, when we're networking, if I'm at that mix and mingle and we're having this conversation, it's much more powerful for me to see, are you a good fit? Are you a contact sphere relationship? Then let me spew and sell. Most people would love to buy, they don't want to sell. Let's look at some examples of these funneling conversations. My funneling conversation, which I just shared, are you looking to grow your business? Would referrals help you grow your business? And would it be helpful if you could double, triple, or quadruple your referrals? And then my request that I have is, can I have a business card and I'll invite you to the next free workshop? That's what works for me. So Sean Yesner is a real estate and bankruptcy attorney, and this is his funneling conversation when speaking to realtors. Do you ask your broker or another realtor when you have a legal question? Do you call FAR legal hotline when you have a legal question? So that's the Florida Association of Realtors. So this would, not apply if you're outside of the state of Florida. May I introduce you to an attorney who will help answer your legal questions in a free consultation. So here he's asking for, can we set up the consultation for the appointment? Melinda Lugo, who is an amazing massage therapist that makes sure all my aches and pains go away. She asked, do you ever have aches and pains? If so, do you find it ever impacts your life? If yes, If you could, would you like to get rid of those pains? And then if the answer is yes, I can help set up an appointment with Melinda. Last example, Mercedes Bunt, an estate planning attorney. She shares, is peace of mind important to you? If yes, do you want to protect yourself and your family from life's twists and turns? If yes, are you and your family worth 30 minutes of your time? If the answer is yes, then they will set up that free consultation with Mercedes to sit down to see how we can help. When you're utilizing your funneling conversation at a networking event, at any point in time that you get a no, it kicks them out of your funnel and it lets them know that's not a good prospect for you. So you've got to be careful with these questions that they're yes, no, where yes makes a difference that keeps them in the funnel, no keeps them out of the funnel. And I know I've very briefly gone over this idea of funneling conversation inside Incentives Ignite Your Business program, module 7, which we talk about networking for results. We probably spend 30 minutes, 45 minutes on this topic, creating funneling conversations. This is in several chapters in the 4.5 networking mistakes. So we go much more in depth, but I want to give you the flavor of the funneling conversations. And if you've created a funneling conversation, you want to check it out, in the comments below, leave your funneling conversation and I'll take a look at it. I try and check my comments every few days. So I'll try and take a look at it and give you a little bit of feedback on that. While you're down there, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more networking tips. All right, last conversation that I promised you. And to me, this is where the true power of the funneling conversation lies. It's great that you get to use it at a networking event, but there's an even better use of your funneling conversation. How to generate referrals. You're going to take your funneling conversation and give it to your referral sources. I remember years ago, there was somebody in my network who went from one job to the next. And I'm like trying to figure out, okay, how can I start promoting you in this new business? He was working for a law firm and trying to strum up some cases. And I'm like, okay, what do you need? He's like, I want to be introduced to garage owners. I'm like, all right. So I'm thinking, how do I introduce, this attorney firm to the garage owners? And so we came up with a funneling conversation. And it was, do you do windshield repair? The answer was yes. Do you take insurance to do windshield repair? The answer was yes. Does it take you a long time to get the insurance to pay you for the repair? And if it was yes, 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 then the goal was to set up an introduction between the garage owner and the firm. So I went to the 7 garage owners in my database, and I asked each of those 7, started at the funneling conversations at the top, and I struck out 7 times. Not a single referral was I able to generate. Though here's the thing, I tried 7 times. I was able to go back to my referral source and said, hey, I tried 7 times. It didn't work. Here are the people that aren't a good fit because they didn't hit your qualifications. What's beautiful about it is not a single one of them knew I was trying to introduce them to an attorney's firm because I was just asking questions. Like some of them I called up and said, hey, how's it going? Having a little bit of chit chat and just asked. Some of them I saw at networking events. One of them I happened to be in the neighborhood. So I stopped by in the garage and was just, hanging out for a few minutes and asked. So none of them knew that I was like trying to refer them. Because the last thing you want to be is the person that's always trying to refer everybody else. You want to make sure it's a good fit. To me, the referral situation, it should be win, win, win for all of the parties. So we want to make sure it's good. So this way, you don't even have to bring up the fact that you're trying to generate the referral unless it's a yes, yes, and yes. And if it is the yes, yes, and yes, then they've already kind of convinced themselves, hey, it would be good to talk to the person you're trying to refer. Hopefully you see the power that the funneling conversation can create. It's way better than let me give you a 30-second spiel about my business when I am just trying to sell you. It says, here's what I do for people. Is that something that you're interested in? So I look forward to hearing, in the comments below, after you watch this, maybe a couple months later, if you're using your funneling conversations, let us know how it goes. And as a little PS, I've had some people be like, Tiffanie, this just seems hokey. It's not, it works. If you come up like super slick, so tell me, like you want it to be natural, but I think it's such a great way to help you grow your business easily when networking and via referrals. Happy networking, y'all. Are you thinking it would be beneficial for you to get more referrals? Because more referrals could be more money, more time, more fun for you. Well, I've got the thing just for you. Pop over to my website and you can enroll in our MORE Referrals, 5 steps to referral success. Over 5 weeks, you'll get 5 tips on how to get more referrals for your business, to help you hit those goals and take things to the next level. So be sure to sign up today. More Referrals, 5 steps for referral success. And I look forward to seeing you soon.